Hey friends, it's Penny Hunt, and this is Penny Heart to Heart. This is day 5, I think. I've been coming to you every day and talking to you about what's going on in our world and giving you some tips and techniques how to get through this together, because that is what I think we're doing, is we're all in this together. Everything's happening to all of us at the same time. And so it's so wonderful that we can come together like this and chat and talk and share ideas. And what I've been doing is just talking about things that I do for myself, tips and techniques that I've done over the years for myself that seem to work, and sharing them with you, and also giving this opportunity to have you interact with me and give me your tips and ideas, and we can share together. We've been having quite a few join us every day, and then lots of people watch it afterwards, so that's a wonderful thing. I want to tell you first that I'm going to start giving away my book. And so what I'm going to do is, when people comment, or in the comment line, if you'd say, "I'd love your book," at the end of the week, I'm going to, on Friday, take all the people that say that in the comments and then draw a name out, and I will mail you one of my books. My book is Love Your Life No Matter What, 76 Tips to Live Life with Love and Gratitude. And that is where a lot of the tips that we talk about during this time together come from, is from my book. So I'm going to be giving one a week away. I might not go to the post office every week, just because we're not supposed to be out running around, but I will get the mail to you, I promise. So, so far in this Heart to Heart, every day I've talked about something different. We started the first day talking about meditation and how I feel that meditation saved my life, and gave you some tips and techniques about how to do that, how to meditate. We talked about writing your own personal troubleshooting guide and making a list of things to do, things that make you feel good, things that make you happy, things that make you less stressed, so that you can take care of yourself and take care of others too, because it's important that, especially during this time of kind of high stress and uncertainty, that we take care of ourselves so that we can take care of those that we love. And I think most of us are adults watching this, and we have a tendency to take care of everybody else before we take care of ourselves. So I gave tips and techniques about that. We also talked about, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, so we talked about the breath of green, and we went through an exercise about breathing green and that one breath meditation, and how that works to calm us down, and that we can do it anywhere, and it's easy, and nobody knows we're doing it. So all of these videos that I've done so far, you can scroll down on my Facebook page and see them. I will be putting them on my website, and I'm also starting to add them to my YouTube channel. So already I have over 100 videos on my YouTube channel, but these will be marked Heart to Heart, we're all in this together, so you know which one. And they're marked day 1, day 2, day 3, so this is day 5. I haven't got them all up there yet, but I will have them all up there. So if you have a day where you just want to spend some time there looking at all of them, I invite you to do that too. I want to talk to you today. Again, I'm going to share another one of my favorite tips. And yesterday, the breath of green is one of my all-time favorite tips. This one is called Basket of Burden. And I'll tell you the story where this came from. One of the things I do as a tip that I would tell you for self-care and to love your life and be happy is I love to get massages. And when I travel, I oftentimes get massages in the area that I'm traveling in. And many years ago, I was in Arizona, and I had scheduled a massage. So I came down from my hotel room, went to the massage therapist, and as she took me down the hall to the massage room, she stopped me. And she took a big basket down from the wall, and she said, "I want you to put your burdens in here before we go in here together." Well, this was a very stressful time in my life. My dad was very ill. My son was struggling. I was working a lot of hours at work. I had a lot of stress. I had a lot of burdens. And I didn't understand what she wanted me to do. And so she said it again. I want you to put your burdens in this basket so that when we go in the room, it's only the two of us together. And you will be able to relax without carrying all those worries and concerns with you. So I made a big swooping motion with my arms and my hands, and I poured the burdens into her basket. She said, "That is great. Now we can go in and have your massage." I have had many massages, but I still say it was the best massage of my life. I came out and I had what I call massage brain, where after you have a massage, you just really aren't coherent. I don't know where I'm at. I am so relaxed and so calm that sometimes I'm just kind of stumbling my way to get home. And I made it back up to my hotel room, and I remember sitting there thinking, oh no, I didn't pick up my burdens, because she had told me to dump them in her basket, and she said, when we're done with your massage, you can pick them up on your way out. And I realized I had not gathered up my burdens as I came out of the massage. And I sat there thinking about it, and then I realized that was exactly the point. To drop my burdens, and maybe I don't have to pick them back up right away. I never let go of that concept and that experience. I thought it was such a fabulous idea. I wanted a basket just like hers, and hers was big. It took up, and that was good because I had a lot of burdens to dump in it that day. I searched and searched because I thought my basket must look just like hers. Finally, 2 or 3 years later, I was in New Mexico traveling for work, and in a gift shop, I found a burden exactly like hers, and I have it here to share with you today. Now, my basket is a mini version. Hers was very big, bushel barrel size on the wall. But this is my burden basket. I have researched a lot trying to find one online, and what I found was it's a Native American custom that many Native Americans will hang a burden basket at the entry of their home. Because when you come to visit them, they want you to dump your burdens outside. They're happy to have you come in and visit, but they don't want you to dirty up their home with your burdens. So you have to dump them in their basket in the doorway before you come into their home. What a lovely idea is that? My burden basket, with all of its little jingles and charms, hang here. I'm in my home office. It hangs in the entry of my office. My home office is where I meditate. It's where I write. It's where I read my inspirational things. It's where I sit and contemplate. It is really where I spend a big amount of my time. And when I come in here to write a blog or work on my book or read or meditate, I don't want my head and my mind and my heart dirtied up with all of these worries and concerns and burdens that we carry around in our life. So I dump them at the doorway. Now, when I speak and do presentations, I always tell people, don't wait 2 or 3 years like I did to find your perfect burden basket. Use a Dixie Cup if you need to. We all have all of those plastic cups and things that we pick up along the way that fill up a cabinet in our kitchen. Grab one of those. Put a sticker on it if you need to that says burden basket. Use whatever you have now. And maybe you will search for the perfect basket, but use whatever you have now. And even a small cup will fit in the cup holder of your car. So if you're really stressed at work, when you leave work, dump those burdens in that cup before you go home. Don't bring your work burdens home to your family. If you are really stressed at home, do the same thing in an opposite direction. Dump your burdens, even in your little plastic cup in your car, before you go into the office so that you don't take your home burdens to work. Do you see how easy it is? I actually, when I present and the group isn't too large, will bring a supply of plastic cups, and I do have a sticker that says burden basket, and I put the sticker on and I hand those out so that no one has an excuse not to try this. I always say most of my tips cost zero money, and they're just little tips and techniques that are free, they're easy to do, and they will make such a difference in your life. And so I urge you to try to look around your house, find something, a basket, and a cup that you're not using, anything. You might be creative and tell me what you found to use for your burden basket so that you can dump your burdens on a daily basis. Now, I'm going to give you a couple more extensions of this. How many of you have trouble sleeping at night? I have gone through times in my life where I have insomnia and can't sleep, or fall asleep and wake up, and it's horrible when you can't sleep and you lay there and toss and turn. What if you hung your burden basket at the doorway of your bedroom, or put that Dixie cup at the nightstand next to your bed, and when you get in bed to go to sleep at night, dump your burdens in it before you go to bed? You see, the reason we can't sleep at night for the most part is we lay there and we count all of our worries, all of our problems. We go through everything that we didn't get done that we needed to do. We start worrying about the next day and what we need to do tomorrow and how are we going to get all that done. We lay there and worry and we think we weren't good enough that day. We weren't a good enough mom, or we didn't do things right at work, or maybe we snapped at somebody at the grocery store, or whatever it was. We lay there and run that through our minds. All of those are worries and concerns and burdens that keep us awake. And then we're taught to count sheep. And when you think about it, how ridiculous is that? It's just crazy. Why would we count sheep we don't even know, when we can count things that are happier and count our blessings? And by dumping the burdens and the concerns and the worries into your basket before you get in bed to go to sleep, your mind is clear. Your heart is open to lay there and think about the good things in life and count your blessings and happily go to sleep instead of keeping yourself awake, because that's what we do by going through all those worries and concerns. Now, one more extension of this. As I've been mentioning, and I think every day, I have talked about kids and how if we teach our kids these tips and techniques, what a different world we would have. So if your kids are stressed, I know many kids right now are home from school. Most kids. I don't know if there's any schools open right now. I think everybody has an extended spring break because of what's going on in the world, and so they're home and tensions are high. Parents are trying to homeschool and probably work from home simultaneously. It's a tough situation right now. So spend some of that time that you're home with your kids teaching them these tips and techniques that I am teaching you. Go back and watch yesterday's video about the breath of green. Let them watch that one, because in that video yesterday, we went through the technique. We did it together. Have them watch this one. Get them there. Make it a craft project for them to make their own burden basket. What if you used an empty Kleenex box and let them decorate their own burden basket themselves? A place that they could dump their burdens in, and have them dump them. If they're in an argument or a fight and you find, what is the problem here? And they have issues, and say, dump them in your burden basket. We're not gonna fight. Let's dump them in your burden basket. But what a idea to let them create their burden basket and then teach them how to use it. And if they have trouble sleeping at night, I know maybe there's kids that do, just like us adults. They carry a lot in their mind and in their heart, and they can't sleep at night. Let them dump their burdens before they go to bed at night. It is one of my most favorite tips and techniques. This and the breath and green probably are the two that I teach the most. I always talk about them when I speak. When I'm not traveling too far, I will take my burden basket with me so that I can actually show it to you in person. And as always, if you want to rehash the story and hear it again in a different way, all of these tips and techniques are on my website. So I put the link so that you can read it. The audio is with it if you want to go back and read it. Also, all of these, I think most of the things that I'm going to talk about on this daily chat with you are in my book, if you want to read my book. And remember, if you put in the comments, I'd love your book, I will put your name in for the weekly drawing on Friday, and I'll give a book away. Another thing I've been doing is, and I've been doing this for a while, is every Monday I do a tip of the week. And I put it on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. I put it on all the social media. And what I've been doing is going through every tip in the book. And this week on Monday, I posted tip number 63, which was decision fatigue. And I just want to say one thing about that. When I wrote that, and you can Google that on my website, in the search bar, put it and search for it on my website and find the blog, the writing about that. But I think sometimes we get so overwhelmed and boggled in our mind making decisions. How do we do this? What do we do next? What do we have for dinner? What kind of diet do we want to go on? Which gym do we want to go to? And I list a whole bunch of things in life that every second of our day we are expected to make decisions. And we get tired of that. That also starts to layer in our mind and become burdensome, whichever one of those words is correct, becomes burdens to us. And we carry it with us. We carry all that weight. Dump them in your burden basket. Sometimes we just don't have to make a decision right now. I think right now there is so much uncertainty. We don't know what decision to make. And actually, we're just being told, stay home from school, stay home from work at home, don't go out. And it has slowed us down. I've talked about this every day, how it has gone from being such a crazy, busy life to this has really slowed everything down. And if we can look at that as a gift, right now we have this gift of time to slow down, dump your burdens. See if you can come up with what is good about the situation right now and enjoy it with your family. And if you are alone, enjoy the alone time that we don't get very often. And go back to that troubleshooting guide that we talked about the other day with the schedule and the list. And think about what you want to do, how you can enjoy this time. The other thing about this, if you have made a schedule and a troubleshooting guide like I suggested a couple days ago, and if you have outlined your day so that you kind of stay in a rhythm and a system, and I talked about doing this for kids, making a schedule for kids, and you have time in there where it is not, it's just open, like open time, free time, to go for a walk or to read or do something. Don't forget, before you start your walk, before you start your meditation, to dump your burdens so that you don't carry them with you. I am so thrilled that you have joined me here today. Like I said, go back and watch the other ones on this and the scrolling through my Facebook. You can see them all. I'll put them on my YouTube channel. I'll put them on my website, and I'll be posting them everywhere on social media. But I'm always going to talk about the last ones to kind of recap, so you're not far behind if this is your first one to go catch up. And look at the other ones. I am so grateful that you have joined me. One of the things I said in the very first one is I am a people person and I need interaction. And so this is a gift to me to be able to talk to you and feel like I'm interacting with people instead of being isolated as many of us are at home. I thank you so much for watching. Put your I'd love your book in the comments, and I'll put you in the drawing and mail you out a book. And share this with your friends or others who are home and isolated and could benefit from some of these tips. And teach them to other people. It's my whole mission to help others, and my greatest joy is when I hear that you've taught it to someone else. Have a great rest of your day. This has been Penny Heart to Heart. Thanks for watching.